Hi, everyone. I have some news. So, I'm actually going to be cutting back on my live videos moving forward just for now. I'm in a temporary transitional place of being at the moment. And so, doing 4 lives a week is really just too much on my energy right now. And um, yeah. So, we're going to talk about people pleasing energy today, how to get rid of that out of your energy, where this comes from in childhood. So, I'm just going to shine a little bit of light on my upbringing and my perspective on people pleasing. Um, there's such a vast reservoir for souls to experience people pleasing trauma and all that. And so, anyways, I just hope that my childhood upbringing also relates to yours in some kind of way. And this is actually going to help you shift out of survival mode, out of your survival self that you created into your authentic self. And so, anyways, so yeah, just wanted to go over that update. So I'm going to be doing 2 lives a week. I haven't decided what days and what times that I'm going to be doing the lives. I'm really feeling called to do like evening times for the live. So if you guys have any requests, please be sure to comment below. Say, hey, I would so love it if you did it like 5:30, 6 p.m., 6:30 p.m. I'm in the Mountain Standard Time Zone, so I'm not really sure where all of my followers are, all the subscribers. I don't know where you guys live. I don't know what time zones y'all are in. So, if you do have a request, feel free to contribute. I love hearing you guys leave your amazing feedback in the comments. So it really means a lot. So, and I also want to take this moment for gratitude and say thank you to all of the souls who have, who like my content, who like my live videos, who comment beautiful things, because you're actually helping the algorithm on YouTube reach other souls. And I always set an intention before I film my live videos, which is I set the purest intention, the highest vibrational frequency, that my information reaches the souls it's supposed to reach in divine timing. And so when you guys do that, like it'll randomly pop up on like, I guess like the YouTube homepage, or it gets suggested to somebody who's scrolling on YouTube. The non-physical is so interesting on how it works with the internet. So yeah, I'm very grateful for all the new people who come and join this community, because it's really such a beautiful space and a beautiful energy. And I'm just so passionate about teaching people how to heal themselves, because when we heal ourselves, we literally heal the world. It like ripples out. And yeah, so anyways, I'm trying to see if there's anything else I want to mention. So yeah, we're cutting back on lives. The Oracle Cast newsletter, if you have not joined that yet, that is my free newsletter that I send out every Sunday. I originally said it was going to be like 3 times a month, but I just love what I do, so I just do it every Sunday. So basically what I do is I send out like a energetic report of what to expect with the energies in that week, and how you can best navigate them. What are some additional inner work practices that you can be doing just for yourself? So totally utilize that free resource. It is available to y'all, and actually I think I have it linked in the description too below. So also, if you are new here, if this is your first time watching one of my videos, and this video ends up resonating with you, you want to see more of this kind of content, please subscribe to the channel. Because the more subscribers I get, the more I can step into this role, and the more time I can dedicate to teaching you all how to heal yourselves, the more time I can dedicate for channeling for all of you, and all the good things. So I just wanted to say that really quick. And yeah, let's get started with the lecture. So I want to like bring my little table closer to the whiteboard just so y'all can see it easier. Okay. I got my coffee. So that's good. All right, I need to get in my little seat. Woo. Okay. I think I want to get. Do I want my selenite? Nah, I'm not gonna get my selenite. I'm just gonna use my marker. I'm just gonna use all my expo markers. Okay. Let's see if I can angle this differently, just so that way y'all can kind of see me and the board. All right. So let's talk about people-pleasing trauma. Okay. I feel like I need to start with the origin, which is where I love to go always. So I feel like let's do black. I love the color black so much. Okay. Yeah. Let's just do childhood. Oh my god, I just saw a huge white orb just flash right here. That was crazy. Y'all, I have been like, I've been going through so much like cellular upgrades and energetic upgrades over the past freaking 3-4 years. And like the more like psychic I'm getting, and I would say like it's not a matter of getting more psychic, really, it's like a matter of like my innate abilities coming more and more online. It like trips me out every now and then because it's like I'll always have a non-physical experience when I'm not expecting it. It's like this is the craziest thing ever. Anyways, they always pop up to be like, hey, you're definitely supposed to talk about this. So sometimes it's like spirit guides, sometimes it's my higher self, sometimes it's somebody else's higher self, it just depends. Sometimes it's like angelic beings or other interdimensional beings, and it's just so fascinating. But anyways, so okay, I don't like that. I don't know why, but like my lines have been so slanty. Ever since I've been like drawing lines lately. I don't know what that's about. Okay. So in my childhood, oh my gosh, this might get emotional for you. Maybe for me, we'll see. Oh my gosh, I have been feeling emotions in my heart chakra so intense lately. It's like I might just start crying. Which is like my Cancer rising energy. Like I'm super emotional some days, and I just like can't help it. It's like I start talking about one thing, and all of a sudden I'm like, you know, like I don't know if that's a Cancer thing or what, but yeah, like I'll go back and forth between like my Sag sun energy and then my Cancer rising. But anyways, so yeah, childhood. So in childhood, I grew up with divorced parents. And so let's just talk about ancestry really quick. My mom's side of the family, I never met my grandfather from that side of the family in the physical. I've only met him in the non-physical. Like I've only seen him in my dreams. Super crazy. He actually came to me in a dream last year, and it was so interesting because I was like, it was like I knew him, but like didn't know him at the same time. It was so interesting. And he was like, hey, how are you doing? Like, how is everything? Like trying to catch up with me. And I'm like, oh, you know, just living life. It was funny because he was a Sagittarius too when he was incarnated. But it was just so weird, like talking to him like in the dream world, because in my dreams I'm very conscious. Like I don't know if I would call that lucid dreaming or not, because it's not like I'm manipulating things. It's like I'm just so tapped into whatever realm I'm in that dream time that like if I'm on the other side, like talking to a loved one who passed away, like I could go there. Sometimes I could go to the etheric realm and go like see temples. Sometimes I battle in the etheric. That's crazy. Yeah, there's a lot of souls who are going to be drawn to me naturally, who are actually fighting in the etheric. Like you're literally warriors, like light warriors, and you're fighting a lot of dark entities, dark beings, to help restore balance in the earth plane. And so anyway, super deep. So yeah, back to ancestry. So I never met him physically, but I met my grandmother on my mom's side of the family. She was a Leo, which I love Leos so much. They're like honestly my favorite fire sign. Like I love Aries too, but like I would love Aries as a partner, like a male partner, and I would love Leo as like a best friend, like energy. I feel like they just understand me so well. But anyways, she was she was like a very like hardened person, and I don't want to say cold because that was just like a manifestation of all of her trauma that she was holding on to. And I talked to her a couple of times. She passed away like in her 80s, and she actually I think she passed away at like 20. 2012, I'm pretty sure it was. Like I was in high school still. And anyways, I always had different conversations with her because I wanted to pick her brain about life. And anyways, she was a very like, I'm just gonna say it. She was a very like cold person. However, that was because she had a lot of trauma, and in her generation, like nobody was doing energy healing. Nobody was teaching themselves how to heal. Nobody was going like, I feel like in her generation, like therapy was so stigmatized. Like there was something wrong with you if you went to therapy kind of energy. And in her generation and that baby boomer generation, it was like more normal to like suppress your trauma, push things under the rug, right? Like you don't talk about like what goes on in the neighborhood or to other people. Like you shove it under the rug. You don't no one's calling each other out on their bullshit. Like no one's holding each other accountable. Everyone's just like hiding in survival mode and being secretive and not being open and vulnerable. Okay. And that's insanity to me. Like, oh my gosh, I just saw 11/11 too. I think about like what it would be like if I grew up in her generation. Like, oh, tough souls had to incarnate and be brave enough to go through that generation. But anyways, she was like barely a part of my life. Like I would go visit her, and that was just like what you did. Was like you would just go see your family, like during the holidays kind of thing, or just like a random like family gathering. Like everybody would go visit, and yeah, she was just like emotionally cold. That was like the only thing I could say. Obviously, she was hella cut off from herself, very cut off from her authenticity, her authentic self. She was cut off most definitely from her emotions. She didn't have a healthy relationship with her emotions. She was very emotionally abusive, like towards my mom. That's a whole rabbit hole that I'm not going to get into, but yeah. And so that affected me in childhood a little bit because I learned that to act that way, to behave that way, I thought that was normal. I thought it was normal to be emotionally cold. I thought it was normal to be emotionally abusive the same way that she was, the same way that my mother was, the same way that my dad was, the same way that my grandparents were on the other side of my family. And so everybody, all the parentals of my upbringing would just behave that way and function that way, okay? And so, growing up in childhood, you learn to people please. So when they start emotionally unraveling and getting super loud and argumentative and chaotic, they start throwing things in the house, breaking dishes, going crazy. All you want to do as a kid is go, hey, everybody, like, chill out. Like, we're safe. Like, we're okay. Like, it's not that serious. And so what happens is you start ending up getting conditioning and programmed to start placing other people's needs before your own. And this severely wounds the feminine. Severely wounds it, and I cannot express that enough. And it's a fawn trauma response in the nervous system. If you haven't seen my nervous system video, definitely go watch it. I teach you how to heal and release those trauma responses off of your physical nervous system. And so in childhood, you start monitoring everyone else's needs around you. It becomes a habit. It becomes just like, who you are as a person. And so when you enter an adult life and someone has a bad day or something's wrong with someone, especially with a partner, like if you're in a relationship, I know that when I was in a relationship with several of my ex-boyfriends, I would be like, what's wrong? Are you okay? Like, can I fix it? Can I help you? No, no, people are responsible for their own emotions. Okay. And I say that, not in the way of like people being manipulative, like emotionally manipulative, and then trying to use that as some kind of excuse to be like, oh, well, your emotions are you problem after I just manipulated you to evoke a certain response. No, it's a matter of putting yourself first. Okay. Healed feminine energy. You put yourself first, whether you're a girl or a guy, you always put yourself first, nurture yourself first, fill up your cup first. And then you can hold space for somebody else who needs you to hold space. You hold space not in your feminine, but in your masculine. Okay? And this is why healing the masculine energy is so important, why you need to do it first. I have several videos in I think it's under the videos tab where it says heal the wounded masculine energy. Go watch that before you start healing your feminine, because your masculine has to hold space for you. It has to. Like your own masculine energy within has to be able to hold space for your feminine within, and that's how you're going to start attracting healthier relationships and healthier partners. Okay. So, oh yeah, there was something I wanted to mention for my journal. One sec, guys. Okay. I can't remember if it was in my journal or if it was in my phone where I saved it. Y'all, Winter has the zoomies right now, so if you see her like coming up here, she's like super hyper right now. Oh yeah, that's what it was. One second, guys. It was in my phone. So I saved this post off of Instagram. So crazy how this divine timing worked. To go through my saved post really quick. Y'all, I'm taking a break from social media this summer. Like I'm only focusing on YouTube. So anyways. Okay, I'm just gonna read this out loud. So this is how you can start doing some inner child healing on yourself, which is also gonna help heal your feminine. Okay, this is gonna help you step more into that self-reliant energy, that responsible, accountable energy that a lot of the older adults never had around us. And so anyways, yeah, so feel free to like pause this and take notes, but I just want to say this out loud really quick. As a child, it was never your responsibility to save the family, to parent your parents and siblings. It was huge for me because I had to parent my parents and save the family. I had to do all of this basically. I'm sure you guys did too. For being the family therapist, okay, for rescuing one parent from the other, for fixing your parents, for fixing your family, for restoring the family's good name. Oh my gosh. I'm going to read the other three, and then I'm going to talk about that really quick. For ensuring others' happiness, okay? A great affirmation I came across when I was healing from people pleasing and learning to set boundaries with other people was, I am safe to disappoint other people. It is okay for me to not be liked by everyone. So fucking liberating. Why? Because who gives a flying fuck if anyone hates you or dislikes you, okay? 100% of the time, I would say, maybe 99% of the time, I feel like 100% is a little radical, but 99% of the time when someone dislikes you or hates you, it's because they really hate themselves. They dislike themselves because everybody is a mirror. Everyone's soul basically is a mirror for each other's souls, right? If we're all emanations of source energy, we're all experiencing this massive mirror in our reality, and other things are just smaller mirrors to help us grow and evolve. You know, when somebody comes at you and says they hate you or, you know, they dislike you, it's really because they're projecting that out, and they're telling the mirror that's reflecting back to them, they're saying that they hate themselves, they dislike themselves. And so knowing that information, you could just honestly never take it personal. And when you learn to love yourself, you're like, well, I don't care what you think. I don't care what you believe. I don't care how you feel towards me, because I love me, and that's not going to change because you're severely wounded, you're severely unhealed, and I trigger the fuck out of you. That sounds like you problem. You know what I'm saying? Because it really is. And so, yeah, telling yourself, like, I am safe to disappoint people. If somebody talks to you crazy in the grocery store, you better let them know how you expect to be treated, right? Because there's tons of narcissists everywhere, and they will test you. They will try you. It just happened to me today, and people learn real quick not to play with me. So, because I will blast them in front of everybody. I don't care. I will literally point at them in public, and I will say, I wish your energy back to you. Don't speak to me like that. You're not going to speak to me that way. And then everyone's staring at them, and then everyone's wondering, what the fuck did they say to you, right? And so now all the attention is on them, which is what they wanted in the first place. And now they start getting nervous, and you feel their solar plexus start going crazy, and you start feeling them go, ah, and they just like want to run away and be a coward, because that's what they are. They're literally cowards. So you just gotta like show people like they can't fuck with you, because people will try you, they will test it. And so anyways, you're safe to disappoint people. It's okay if not everybody likes you, because you're meant to connect with millions of other souls who are already here. Like, there's literally billions of souls. And let me tell y'all something that gave me a lot of relief was I was like, was I disliked by a lot of people in like past lifetimes? And I got yes, like duh, like you never ever were loved by everyone. Nobody is. There's so much diversity, there's so much difference, there's so much unique perspectives. Like, of course that's going to make space for some people not liking other people naturally. Okay. And that's okay. You can dislike somebody and be like, I don't vibe with you, but I'm going to keep going this way. Like, it doesn't have to be ugly. And a lot of people do make it ugly. And so anyway. Okay. The last three things are, as a child, it was never your responsibility to ensure others' happiness. Okay. Everyone is responsible for their own happiness. That is something I learned from doing inner work, especially like with my ego and my inner child. I read this quote and it said, nobody can ever rob you of your happiness unless you give them the permission to do so. It triggered the fuck out of my ego, but I was like, that's so true though. Like literally I'll be on the interstate or like, I don't know, just any kind of like normal public setting. And if someone's like trying to piss me off, like, or if I like go order a coffee and I say caramel and they say caramel and they're like, do you mean caramel? I don't let them rob me of my happiness. I'm like, you don't get that power over me. No. Skirt. Anyways, yeah. The next thing is for tracking your parents' emotions. Okay, monitoring everyone else's needs, putting everyone else's needs before your own. Cut that shit out, okay? It's not healthy. It's not good for you. And then the last thing is for putting your life on hold to help them. Oh, I feel like we got to go into some deep wounded territory here. For all the women who are watching this, oh my gosh. This is going to like bring you so much clarity and so many answers in so many ways. Might be hella triggering. As women, when we grow up watching our mothers behave a certain way, we typically tend to adopt that and take that on as what we should be doing. We also, as children, we see our wounded parents, we see our wounded mother, we see that she's not getting the treatment she deserves. We see her getting treated like a doormat. We see her getting used and abused by dusty men, okay, who have no self-respect for women, who don't value women. In childhood, we typically we create this energy of like, I'm just going to put myself on hold and put my life on hold so that I can prioritize my mom, or I can prioritize my dad, or prioritize both my parents and make sure that they're good before I'm good. No, don't do that. No, everyone, and I mean everyone, especially in this day and age, okay? Everybody is responsible for their own shit. I'm going to repeat that. Everybody is responsible for their own trauma, their own baggage. It is their responsibility to deal with it, not yours, okay? And as much as painful as that can be to watch, especially with siblings, like I have two sisters who are basically psychologically like infantile. And it makes me sad sometimes. It makes me depressed that I can't just text them or have a normal conversation where my level of consciousness is at, because they don't see what I see. They don't experience what I experience, because where they're at in consciousness, where they're at on their soul journey, they're still in the contracted phase. And so their perception of reality is very limited of what they can experience and of what they can understand. And it's not until you do the inner work, it's not until you tap into your expansive self, your authentic self, where you get to that enlightenment consciousness, your expanded consciousness, your expanded state of being, where you can start observing around you and you're like, oh, now I understand why this is going on. This makes sense. Okay. And I feel like the best way I can describe it is, when you're at an expanded state of consciousness, like there's a certain maturity level that you are at. I get people all the time who say, Grayson, you're like an old person inside of a young person's body. I'm like, yeah, I'm a very, very, very old soul. First of all, that's why. Okay. But I feel like there are souls who need to hear this, which is stop putting your life on hold to monitor your parents or your siblings or whoever that you grew up with who's still, acting dysfunctional, who's still not choosing to heal themselves. Because that's the thing, it's a choice. It's a choice to show up to my channel. It's a choice that you're making right now in this moment to show up and listen to all this soul wisdom that I'm giving you, all the suffering I went through to teach you how to get out of it, okay? It's a choice that you're making right now to show up, to be here, to integrate, to digest this information, and to apply it to yourself, okay? It's like going to school. You can either make the choice to go to school or to not go to school. And either choice, any choice you make, I can't remember if I learned this from Archangel Michael or if it was from a book I read. Anyways, it stuck with me forever, which is every single choice that you make has a series of natural consequences. So when you make a good choice, there's a series of natural consequences that follow that choice. If you make a bad choice, there is a series of consequences that follow that choice. And so anyway, super deep and so interesting. I hope that hits y'all on many different levels and opens up new insights for you. But yeah, this is how you start healing your feminine energy. This is how you start to soften. This is how you start to surrender. This is how you start to move in the direction of the energy of receiving, okay, instead of constantly giving, instead of over giving, okay. I used to be there. I used to be there in the super overgiving state. I had such a hard time trusting. I had such a hard time surrendering. And, when you're stuck, okay, I'm just going to do, we'll do it like this. So this is masculine energy. This is feminine. I don't know if y'all can see that, hopefully. I got closer this time so y'all can see the whiteboard easier. But yeah, when you're stuck in the masculine as a woman, okay, from, you harden yourself from going through tons of trauma, and you're like, I don't fucking trust anyone around me, especially men, okay? You're like, because I'm the only one who can figure it out. I'm the only one who can take care of myself. I don't trust another man to provide for me. I don't trust anybody to do anything for me because everyone's stupid, everyone's dumb, right? It's literally like what gets programmed into your energy from going through all that trauma, because when you're around people who literally don't know how to function in life, that's the kind of thought patterns, that's the kind of old belief systems you have deeply programmed and hardened into your energy. And when you have all that trauma hardened in your energy, you are stuck in the masculine, which means you are just totally cut off from receiving, surrendering, trusting, going with the flow. You're cut off from your natural birthright of receiving abundance, okay? Something so interesting I learned is, did I write this down too? This is so good. Oh my God, this is so good. Please tell me I wrote this down. Oh, I didn't write it down. Anyways, women, okay, on this planet, hold codes of liberation to liberate suffering of humanity, okay? Women are so fucking powerful. And another thing is women hold the keys to infinite abundance within their womb chakras as well, which I learned very recently. And so when you are cut off from your own feminine energy, when you're still in your wounded feminine energy, you are cut off from your infinite abundance that you can draw from the non-physical, okay? So I'm going to put womb chakras, womb chakra healing. Okay, when you heal your womb chakras, which I can totally do a video on for women, when you clear and balance your womb chakras, you will get access to infinite abundance. Like your stream, it's like a constant 24/7 never-ending stream of infinite abundance that women get access to within their womb space, okay? Think about it. Women create and birth life in their womb space. So think about this. If all women healed their womb chakra and their feminine energy, think about how many women are on this planet, first of all. And then think about what this planet would look like if all the women were tapped into infinite abundance. They would literally birth a new collective reality of abundance, of flourishing, of liberation, of suffering, okay? There's a reason why we were cut off from this energy. And, I don't really go so much into the 4D. I really take things up, to the highest in consciousness level. So, but anyways, what was I saying? So there's the womb chakra healing. Oh yeah. And then you're also cut off from liberating yourself in all the ways. Liberating. I'm gonna put liberation codes. So, when you get hardened into your masculine energy as a woman, you're cut off from infinite abundance. So no matter how hard you work in the matrix, whether you're in your masculine or your feminine, you will be cut off from infinite abundance, that infinite stream of abundance, okay? You will also be cut off from fully liberating yourself. These codes and your access to your natural birthright of infinite abundance, all of this is buried under layers of trauma, okay? And I can make a video, I can do my next video on this. Yeah, hopefully I won't be feeling depressed like I was yesterday. Just really quick, guys. Yesterday I was like super depressed. I was like crying to one of my close friends, like sending her voice messages. And I think my Saturn return started this year. Like, I don't know if y'all ever heard of that, but basically for all the astrology people, when you start your Saturn return, like shit starts getting really real for you. And that's literally what it feels like for me. I feel like this is like the biggest ego death that I'm like going through right now. And I thought the biggest ego death I went through was leaving my physical body in the middle of the night, but no, this is way worse. My yoga mentor was not exaggerating when she said that the Saturn return was intense. Like, oh my God. I feels like your life is like over and you're like, what do I even do? Where do I go from here? So interesting now that I think about it. I actually had a dream the other night where I was at a stoplight. In my dream, so weird. I was like driving and there was a stoplight I drove up to, and there were like two roads. Like one was going up this way, one was going up this way, and I said, nah, fuck that, I'm gonna go this way. I like drove on this loopy road, and then yeah, so weird, so interesting. But anyways, okay. So yeah, this is why learning how to be self-reliant is so important. Because when you become self-reliant, you're going to naturally attract a partner who's also self-reliant, and then you guys are in a much healthier energy to live a life, to get married, to procreate, okay? Because when you're both self-reliant, you're not worrying about your survival needs, you're not worrying about your basic needs because you both have figured it out, okay? And this goes for both men and women, all right? And so yeah, this is how you get access to your infinite abundance stream, your access to your liberation codes within, is you have to heal your feminine energy. Otherwise, you will be forever cut off from your natural birthright of innate abundance. You will be cut off from fully liberating yourself. And yeah, what's funny is I've heard of women, they're supposed to liberate themselves before men. I don't know if that's really true because everyone's soul journey is different, so I can't speak for that. But it does make sense, like in a way. I can see how that perspective it makes sense, but I won't say that it's the only true perspective, so. Okay. So I want to list off, I'm going to do red. Oh yeah, that's what I want to talk about. So going back to speaking to your inner child and protecting the family name. Oh my God. So my entire life, my Jewish grandmother, super narcissistic. Her religion has nothing to do with her being a narcissist, but that's just how I reference her because I had two grandmas. Anyway, one grandma was an atheist. The other one was a Jew. She was Jewish. And the Jewish one, oh my gosh. see. She would literally tell me and my twin sister to protect the con name. Sorry, y'all. I feel like this is going to get emotional. She would say, you really need to protect the con name and make sure it's safe and protected, and you keep your last name. Like, I remember when I got married to my ex-husband, he was from Venezuela. And my grandparents on my dad's side of the family were pissed. They were angry because they told me, oh my gosh, this is so triggering. They told me that I had to marry a Jewish man. And I said, why is that? Why do you believe that to be my truth? And they said, if you marry a Jewish man, statistically, you're less likely to endure abuse, is what they said. I'm like, oh, interesting, because here you all are. You're a Jewish male who is financially abusive, who is narcissistic. You're verbally abusing me and my twin sister. You're mentally abusing us, okay? Emotionally abusing us. I'm like, please tell me how your statistics are even fucking valid. Like, be so fucking for real. Anyway, and then like me and my sister, like we'd go out in public with my grandmother, and she would take us to like the department stores like Belk and like JCPenney and stuff. And she would literally pick out the ugliest things in the store on purpose to like evoke a reaction out of us. And then if we didn't like it, she would make a huge scene. And I remember being little, like 8, 9 years old, 10 years old, and we'd go to the store with her, and all of these people in public were staring at us. Like I remember this one woman, she was staring at me like this, like, oh my God, I'm so sorry you're going through that. Oh my God, it's terrible. But it was weird because nobody ever intervened. Nobody ever said anything. Like, they just watched and like stared as like me and my sister were getting abused, like going through the narcissistic abuse. And anyway, if I ever see something like that out in public, I will call them the fuck out. Like, I will be like, who are you to treat that person that way? You're nobody. You're unworthy. I would go crazy. Oh my gosh, I'd go nuts. I'd have to like refine my danger a little bit, I cannot wait to see this world shift, to channel their anger for positive change. That's literally positive change. And I'm like, I hate the stigma of like awakening and being enlightened and it's all love and light, because it's not 100% positive. Like, we live in a polarizing universe, and like, we're here to experience all of it. We're not here to just experience like the perceived good or the perceived bad, right? We're here to experience all of it. And, it's important that we respect our anger, and that we learn to respect ourselves, and we learn to respect the boundaries we set for ourselves. Okay. This is why people pleasing is so unhealthy for us. So this is how I would scan for this energy. Got to switch gears, switch sides. Okay, and I invite you to take notes on how to heal this out of your energy. Okay. Energetic wounds, energetic residue. Like, I'm literally showing y'all what I do and how to heal this out of my energy, and like other stuff too. So this method, it can apply to so many things. Okay, energetic wounds, energetic residue, programmings, conditionings. I'm going to teach y'all something really cool too. Thought patterns. I'll put thought/behavioral patterns. Behavioral patterns. Old belief systems. Okay. Cellular codings. And then trauma layers. Perfect. Just gonna step out the way for a second so y'all can take notes on what I just wrote. And we're coming up on 40 minutes, so I'm gonna cut the lecture in about 10 minutes. Let's go ahead and pause this video. And I highly advise writing all of this down. If you take anything from this lecture, take this down. Okay. I'm trying to think. I think I mentioned growing up in like a really argumentative, loud, chaotic household, and how you start developing the fawn trauma response in your nervous system. Yeah, we talked about that. Okay. So this is how you're going to apply this healing to yourself. This is how you're going to heal and release this people-pleasing trauma out of your energy. What you're going to do is you're going to channel in your energy how many energetic wounds are there, if any, okay? If you have not seen my beginner's playlist on how to channel for yourself, please go watch that. My biggest and highest intention is to return the power back to you, okay, so that you guys feel empowered to heal yourselves and take control back over your own reality, step more into that 5D energy and higher, where you're like consciously creating your reality and not being like a victim to it, okay? So yeah, channel how many energetic wounds are in your energy, and then what I do is I take my selenite wand. I'm gonna use my little selenite sword over here to show y'all. To demonstrate, okay, is, say for example, there's only one energetic wound. I will say, I now set the purest intention at the highest vibrational frequency to heal and release this people-pleasing energetic wound out of my energy, and I send it back to source for healing, and I call back healing energies, pure unconditional love, healing golden light, my natural frequency. Your natural frequency is abundance, liberation, and so many other beautiful things like joy, magic, romance, like all that good stuff, okay? It only gets better from here, I promise. And then, yeah, after you call back your natural frequency, healing energies, pure unconditional love, what I like to do is I will add, and higher self. Higher self, please send back anything that serves my highest contracts moving forward, okay? Which is only the better stuff, right? Like the biggest thing is we are learning how to release the trauma and reacclimate back to joy and abundance and pure unconditional love. Like we are learning how to sit more in our own authenticity, our self-acceptance, our expanded self, feeling safe. Like we're learning to get comfortable being in that higher frequency energy again instead of the lower energies, okay? That's really what all of this is about. Okay, and then what I will do in between each thing, okay, so say for example, I found all the energetic wounds and it's time to move on to the energetic residue. What I will do is I will set the intention to clear any and all body memory that no longer serves. And I do the same thing. I send that back to source for healing, and I call back healing energies, pure unconditional love, healing golden light, higher self, whatever else serves my highest contracts, if anything, okay? And then I move on to the energetic residue. Same thing. I now heal and release all energetic residue around people-pleasing energy, and I send that back to the creator for healing, and I call back healing energies, pure unconditional love, healing golden light, my natural frequency, anything else that serves my highest contracts, please and thank you, and so it is. And then sometimes, I would say not sometimes, I would say for the majority of the time, if not all the time, I will feel called to clear my feminine, masculine, overall swipe, send any residual energy back to the creator, and I call back healing energies again. And then I will clear the body memory after the energetic residue. Okay, and then moving on to programmings and conditionings. The programmings and conditionings are like hardened energy, okay? I feel like the wounds can be hardened, but not all the time. I feel like the energetic residue is more fluid than the programmings and conditionings. Like these are definitely a lot harder. These are what harden our energy to make us not want to sit in our feminine energy, which hardens us into our masculine as women, okay? This is how we start getting cut off from our infinite abundance, our liberation codes, and other amazing things that are within us already, okay? And so what I do is I perform something I call psychic surgery, which is you just connect directly to the center of the universe, source energy, that pure life force energy. And what I do is I will say, okay, source, come through my soul star chakra, which is your 8th chakra, the 7th chakra, the crown, third eye, throat, heart, solar sacral root, and go anywhere else in my energy that serves my highest good, right? And then I will say, source energy, I now ask that you uninstall, release, let go, dismantle, disengage all low vibrational programmings of people pleasing out of my energy. And I send that back to you for healing. And I call back healing energies, pure unconditional love, healing golden light, my natural frequency, higher self, whatever else serves my highest good. Okay. Do the same process with conditionings. It's the same thing. And remember to do the body memory clearing in between each of those. All right. Yeah, I was going to say one thing you'll notice is when you uninstall this old programming energy, you're going to notice how you're going to be like innately responding different to the environment around you. Like, you'll just be like in this, it's almost like an unapologetic state. It is in a way, but like, it's more of like a, I'm going to tell you how you're going to respect me and how you're going to treat me. And if you don't do that, get prepared to be called out in front of everybody. I don't care if we're at my job. I don't care if we're in the grocery store. Setting is, you're about to get called out on your bullshit, which is what the wound of violation, that theme of consciousness teaches us. It teaches us how to channel our anger for positive change, okay? No more narcissists, okay? We're done with that. You know, in my opinion, people who suffer narcissistic trauma, like who are the narcissists, listen, this is my message to y'all. Y'all can either fish or cut bait, okay? Because I'm telling you right now, like, generationally, like, y'all are not going to survive natural evolution, okay? If you do not heal yourself. So, you know, keep watching this channel and learn how to heal yourself and learn how to feel your emotions and send back the shame and guilt that was sent to you by your parental figures, because that's how a lot of narcissists are bred. Like, a lot of their parents will project so much shame and guilt onto their children constantly that shame, the emotion of shame energetically teaches us, it's like the fear of disconnection, okay? And so when a child feels shame, they are constantly fearing disconnection. And so what happens is that child grows up and they start to form voids within their energy, and it's how narcissists are bred. It's how they have no empathy whatsoever, because they're literally programmed and conditioned in childhood from very early age to absorb their parents' guilt, to absorb their parents' shame. And then on top of that, you go to organized religion, like going to a Catholic church. And so when you go there, it's tons of shame, tons of shame projected onto you, okay? You're masturbating. It's a sin. Feel ashamed, okay? Fear this disconnection, okay? Have this fear that you're never going to experience a real connection. And that's what those souls go through constantly, okay? It's fucking horrible. And so, yeah. You can actually do the same energy healing with narcissistic programmings and energies, which is really interesting. I had my mom go through this healing step by step to dismantle, disengage her narcissistic programmings and tendencies, and she actually behaves 100%, like it's like a 360 shift, and like she's never acted like this before. It's like when she talks to other family members, they're like, "Who is this? This is weird." So interesting. I would love to see narcissists heal their own energy by following this healing process. And so anyway, moving forward, the next thing that you'll scan for is thought and behavioral patterns. So something really cool I'm about to teach y'all is a lot of us are unconsciously consenting to getting inundated with low vibrational thoughts, such as, what's a simple example I can use? Let's just go back to the guilt example, okay? A lot of us consent right now unconsciously to receiving guilt thought patterns. And you as a soul have free will, and you can literally make the statement out loud and say, I no longer consent to being inundated with guilt thought patterns, shame thought patterns, fear thought patterns. You know, you no longer have to consent to that. You no longer have to consent to negative thought patterns. But you have to make that choice, right? You have to decide that for yourself. And then anyways, same thing, like you'll scan, if you have reoccurring people-pleasing thought patterns or behavioral patterns, you'll just remove it the same way. I set the purest intention at the highest vibrational frequency to heal and release all narcissistic thought patterns, behavioral patterns, send that back to source for healing, call back healing energies, pure unconditional love, healing golden light, my natural frequency, and anything else that serves my highest contracts. Same thing with belief systems. That's very similar to the programmings and conditioning. The old belief systems are very hardened as well in your energy. And so, yeah, you can uninstall, release, and let go of all disempowering belief systems, okay? I'm smiling because I feel like a lot of religious people who I'm contracted to engage with, you'll come across this video one day, whoever you are. And if you choose to uninstall that disempowering belief system and you go back to your church, you're going to feel the low vibrational energies in there, possibly the dark entities, you might see them in there. And you're going to be like, what the fuck? Yeah, organized religion is definitely going to collapse in this lifetime for sure. I'm so excited. I'm either going to have a party in this realm or I'm going to throw a party in the non-physical. I'm having a party one way. Regardless. And then anyways, moving forward. Oh yeah, you can ask your higher self to reinstall new belief systems that serve your highest contracts as well. And yeah, another thing is you can say to like reinforce that healing energy is once you uninstall the people-pleasing belief system, tell yourself, go look in the mirror. Mirror work is so powerful. They say that the eyes are the window to the soul, and look into your own soul and say, I put myself first always, and just keep doing that. Like, you know, honestly, it made me feel uncomfortable to do that when I first started because I was never taught to put myself first. That was very foreign for me. It felt very unnatural for me to get into the habit of doing that. And then eventually, years later, I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm putting myself first. Like, if I'm tired, I feel like taking a nap, I'm going to go take a nap. Like, if I feel like cooking at 9 p.m. at night and I feel like making a full course meal, yeah, I'm going to go fucking do that. I'm going to do what I want to do. Like, right? Because I'm liberated. I'm infinitely abundant. I love my abundance. You know what I mean? Like, you got to put yourself first. So, so important. Anyways, moving forward, this one I really want to put a disclaimer because when I got access to this information on uninstalling broken blueprints, like old cellular codings, I was guided. I was told to be very careful with this healing. So, you know, don't just run with this and go uninstall everything. It'll be, I don't recommend it. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah, so make sure to channel all the things that you want to heal and release. If you have old cellular codings that need to go, sometimes you need these old cellular codings in order to get to your next step in life, to make your next money moves, whatever it is. So sometimes that trauma energy does serve you, okay? I want you guys to make a note of that. Like, please write that down in your notes if you're taking notes. Be very careful working with the cellular codings, okay? And yeah, another thing I want to say about the cellular codings is a lot of us adopt different trauma energy while we're still in the womb. And this is where a lot of the cellular codings start forming and we start adopting them. And so anyway, what I do for cellular coding heal, this is cellular coding healing. Oh my gosh, y'all, my coffee has not kicked in yet. I want to read the one I did the most recent. Let's see. I know I wrote it down somewhere. Where are you? Y'all do like so much healing. It's ridiculous. Okay. Here is an example. Okay, this is just, let's see. Ooh, okay, yeah, I want to share this one because I wrote down share on YouTube. I forgot about it. Okay, here is an example of releasing old cellular codings. Okay, you could say something like this: I now release the broken blueprint around being programmed to not be feminine, that being/feeling feminine is unsafe. This is no longer allowed in the cellular coding. And then you can ask your higher self to reinstall newer, higher vibrational cellular codings, new templates, whatever it is that serves your highest contracts. And then you'll just do the same thing. Clear your feminine, masculine energy, overall energy, call back healing energies, pure unconditional love, healing golden light. Clear that body memory. Okay, that body memory is going to be deep. For those of y'all who have not read the book, The Body Keeps Score, most definitely does. Your body does hold memory, so clear away all that old memory that doesn't serve you anymore. Okay, then last but not least, we have trauma layers. So, for example, if you channel, you have, 12 trauma layers. You want to make sure to split that up into reasonable amounts of energetic removal. If I had to go and remove 12 layers, I would channel my own energy and see what I would be able to tolerate and what I would be able to handle. Okay. And so usually it just depends. Sometimes you can remove 2 layers at once. Sometimes you can remove 5 layers at once. It all just depends on the soul, but you'll do the same thing, and I'll heal and release the first 2 layers out of my energy, the first 2 trauma layers of people pleasing out my energy, and I send that back to source for healing, and I call back healing energies, pure unconditional love, healing golden light, my authenticity, right? Putting myself first, whatever else serves my highest contracts moving forward. And then doing the same thing, clearing your feminine, masculine energy, overall energy, and then clearing that body memory. Okay. This is how, following this, this method right here, this is like the method I came up with to deeply cleanse your energy with it. Okay. And without, you can apply this to so many things. All right. And you just get intuitive with it. Like you might come across something and you're like, huh, do I have wounds around this? Like, do I have narcissistic energetic wounds? You know what I mean? Like, just think about that. So, yeah, that is all I have to say for this lecture. Here comes Winter. She's like, Mom, what's taking so long? Hello, baby. You want to say hi to everybody on YouTube? You want to say hi? She's my little Leo. She's a Siamese mix. She's a calico Siamese mix. She's so sweet. You're my sweet little dear. I love you. But yeah, I'm thinking I can make my next video about how to heal the wound chakras within women, how to reconnect with your infinite abundance, your infinite stream of abundance that you have access to in the non-physical that men do not. Okay. And then also tapping into your own liberation codes, because how amazing does it feel to be able to provide for yourself, live in your own home space, eat healthy, have your babies, okay, if they're kitties or children, right? Like, it's such a good feeling, and being able to travel whenever you want. Yeah, this is the kind of world that we are returning to collectively, okay? Like, we are trying to get out of the suffering. We're trying to get out of the low vibe stuff, like, return to a more balanced state of being. So yeah, if y'all have any requests, any recommendations for any video topics, any questions, okay, I do live Q&As, which, I'm gonna have to reassess that. I might do them once a month since I'm cutting back on the lives. So yeah, if y'all have anything to say, any good energy to share on the comments, any video requests, any questions, if you want me to channel something, definitely let me know. You guys are like a part of this online community, and this online community is a safe space. And yeah, you guys are definitely welcome to speak your truth, your authentic truth here in this virtual online space. Okay. Like, I welcome that. All right. I welcome perspective. I welcome diversity. I welcome questions. Like, I'm a Sag, like, pick my mind. Like, I love that shit. Yeah, anyways, I'm gonna head off here and I will see y'all, let's see, at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. or no. I think this is my second live for the week. So I'll see you guys next week. Yeah, I love you guys so much. And I hope y'all enjoy the rest of your week. Have a beautiful weekend. And if you sign up for the newsletter, hell yeah, I will see you directly in your email this Sunday with new energetic updates. All right, bye for now.